Hello, everybody. This is Fernando for the latest Cryptids and Monsters Encounters video. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I thought I would mix this one in here while I'm continuing to do your new suggestions. And this one has to do once again with the scary world involving skinwalkers. Speaking of which, before I actually go into the story here, just wanted to mention I just saw a quick short, and it involves a younger kid, probably in his late teens, maybe even early 20s, and he's walking through some high desert area, which is presumably something associated with a reservation. And in it, he's screaming out loud, Skinwalker, like as loud as he can. You could tell that he's doing it on purpose because he's heard the belief that if you mention it out loud, especially in that type of land, then that leads to them pop up. But it was out in the daytime and nothing happened, and he claims nothing happened later, but we'll see. But I wanted to mention that because, again, this is the kind of stuff where you play with fire, eventually you get burned. And in his case, he was right there in that area. And there's no chance even I would even do something like that. So if you haven't seen that short, or if it even is a short, check it out. It's probably somewhere right there on YouTube or on TikTok or somewhere else, and you'll get to see that tomfoolery up close and personal. But in this case, this comes from the reddit.com website. This story here from the Skinwalkers page is from a user by the name of Red Harbinger PC, and they titled theirs as "Wife and Kids Saw a Skinwalker Up Close Last Week, Highway 191." So let's go ahead and let's share that information here. And then those of you that are local to this area, apparently there's going to be some spots here that you can probably check out. Let me know if you have any experience associated with that. And let me know if you've seen that short involving that fool, the guy that was screaming the name out loud in that area too. Let me know what you think about that. So here's what this user posted. So I haven't posted to this sub yet, but my wife and her two kids saw one last week. They did a horseback riding trip in Vernal, Utah, and heading home towards Salt Lake City. The Highway 191 4-lane cuts through Utah land. She made the kids, ages 5 and 7, use the bathroom at a gas station because sunset was in a couple of hours, and she refuses to stop driving when on a reservation during night because a lot of strange stuff has occurred. Plus, it's their land. Well, the kids apparently didn't use the bathroom and they were going to blank themselves. So she reluctantly pulled over and told them to hurry up. It's the high desert and vast and completely free of cars or people. Giant gradual sloping mountains on each side of the highway. So she's in the driver's seat with the door open and her legs partially out of the truck. She's checking her phone and the kids are on the side of the truck doing their business. She sees something out of the corner of her eye, and it's big, and looks over. About 75 feet from the truck is this massive, weird-looking thing. Base of the stomach and legs is 8 feet off the ground. I had her show me compared to a doorway entrance at the house. Overall, it was roughly 11 feet tall. She said the legs were scraggly and long. It was solid black with fur and had a rounded back like a bear, but the face of a wolf. It had fangs. It was towering over the height of her truck. At first, her brain told her it was a moose, but the legs and the body, and especially face, were not like a moose, and it was stalking close towards the truck. And so she yelled, "Kids, get in the car now!" And then they asked why, and then she was saying, "Get in the GD effing truck now. There is an animal or something coming towards us. Effing right now." And so they got in the truck, slammed the doors while she started the engine and turned on the lights. It stopped and then turned towards the other side of the highway and then crossed a 4-lane highway, she said, in just a couple of steps. It was massive. By the time I got my phone out, which was a crappy old phone with potato quality video, it was halfway up the mountain and it was walking on its hind legs and it was massive. I've seen the video and it looks like there are two on the mountain. The one they all saw was just walking and making it across the surface quick. The kids are screaming in the background and they actually did blank themselves due to seeing that thing. On top of that, my wife works at the courthouse and pulled up cases of skinwalker stuff to to include a sacrifice ritual. They ended up doing some freaky stuff to the guy who sacrificed this lady in the same reservation. He's in prison for life, but his case talks about some creepy stuff happening when the 5 officers tried to subdue him. Anyways, it's pretty crazy, and I wasn't expecting a phone call on their way home crying and freaking out. I'm going to post the video on YouTube and will link the videos below. Then that's it. That's everything that the user Red Harbinger PC mentioned in that freaky encounter. So let's go ahead and let's talk about that here. First off, I tried to see if they had a link to those videos so that I could post it here, but it looks like they haven't placed it yet. Maybe if they do it later on soon, then I'll follow up and post it here or try to find it somewhere else. I found that interesting why they didn't just do it right away, like in terms of putting this post here on the Reddit website and then not having it on YouTube at the same time. But we'll see. I guess we'll see. The other red flag that comes to mind is that it is, according to them, a potato-like quality video. That's the other one that is, again, kind of sus, because even today, my own phone, a cheap $100 phone, and I probably would have even gotten cheaper if it was on sale. It takes quality video, like it looks good. In fact, those shorts that you're seeing on my channel, and then a lot of stuff that I do live streams on or regular videos, those are from my phone. So you don't need an expensive one. So if something comes up already with really bad quality, it's almost like it's done on purpose. But those are at least the 2 red flags that stood out. But let's talk about the encounter itself. So those of you, again, that are local, you have to go to Vernal, Utah, heading towards Salt Lake City. And there, that's the Highway 191 that cuts through Uintah land. Do you guys or girls know about that area? Do you know if it's like really heavy when it comes to the Skinwalker world? And if so, do you know anything associated with something that looks like what the user was talking about here? They described it, or again, at least based on the wife, as it being massive, 11 feet tall, legs that were scraggly and long, solid black fur. It looked like it had the back of a bear, but the face of a wolf and some fangs. And that overall, it looked like a moose, but not at the same time. If that's the case, let me know below in the comments. And then the other thing is that case, the one that the story ended with, the idea that there was apparently somebody who had made a sacrificial ritual there within that land, and then he sacrificed a poor woman there in the reservation, and that apparently it had to do with Skinwalker stuff, and that there was freaky things happening as those 5 officers were arresting that individual. If anybody has more info on that side, let me know too. I've been in far remote areas throughout Texas, at least, that remind me of this spot here. Thankfully, I don't think it was reservation land involving scary Skinwalker stuff. I mean, but otherwise, I've been there in the middle of the night driving from point A to point B. I totally know the visual of this encounter. You're out there in the middle of nowhere. You pretty much see nothing from miles on end, from one point to another, from one basically to the east to the west. It's you. You're by yourself. All you've got is your headlights and maybe some moonlight. It is creepy out there. It is. Those of you that haven't done that before, you have to experience it. So imagine that creepy factor, but now this thing on the side, now suddenly looking at them and creeping up closer. I don't know what I would have done in that situation, but it wouldn't have been something that would have involved me staying. I would have been gone out of there as quick as possible. So I haven't run into any reservation lands running at night, like driving through at night, but I don't want to at the same time, because I don't want to see anything like this out there by accident or on purpose. But that's just me. But let me know again, and let me know also if you've seen that dumb video involving that guy yelling out again, Skinwalker and Skinwalker, and he did it several times out there on that reservation land. All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care. Bye.